morning to all of you. Today's topic is EDI standards. We are talking about EDI, and EDI is electronic data interchange. And electronic data interchange help us speed up our work, speed up our ordering systems, invoicing, and all, and that ultimately increases the efficiency of the organizations. Ultimately increases efficiency of organizations. And EDI is implemented among trading partners. Suppose Tata or Ashok Leyland has manufacturing plants in Rudrapur. They are large manufacturers and they have multiple vendors. Maybe more than 200-300 vendors are supplying them different parts and materials, raw materials and components parts, right? So whenever Tata needs any component in any part, can update can order from their API system, and the complete ordering process takes only, as we discussed in the last lecture, it takes only few hours. It will be completed even less than an hour, right? And it updates the records of their trading partner, their vendor, and as well as their own records, their store records and all, right? So we will today in this topic we are going to discuss EDI standards. What are the standards of the EDI and how we move forward from the last topic, right? It will be a small discussion on EDI, suppose remaining discussion on EDI, right? So EDI standards are the requirements for the format and content of EDI business documents. EDI standards are the requirements for the format and content of EDI business documents. Format and content of EDI business documents. EDI standards determine the correct order and location of units of data in EDI component. Correct order and location of data. As we said, in case of EDI, we have a software. As we updates the order or invoice on our own computer system, it communicates with vendors communicating system, trading partners communicating system, and it updates their records as well. So we need some standards to communicate, right? The EDI standards determine the correct order and what will be the order for different elements. All EDI transactions are defined by EDI standards. EDI transactions mean EDI communications between trading partners, right? To exchange documents with trading partners, you must convert the data to and from EDI standards formats, right? So we have to convert data. We have to convert data to and from EDI data to and from EDI standard formats. To and from means if you are sending data, then we have to convert the data into EDI formats. If we are receiving the data, we have to convert data from EDI formats to document formats that we can read and we can understand easily. We can take print of it, right? So this is about the introduction, EDI standards. EDI standards developers design and publish EDI standard formats for various kinds of documents. Various kinds of documents means like ordering document, like invoicing document, like other documents. Okay, EDI standards developers design and publish EDI standards formats for various kinds of documents, such as purchase orders or invoice that you must exchange with your trading partners. This is about EDI standards and which you exchange with our trading partners. All EDI standards include the following components. Following components, as we in our own language, whether we talk about the English or Hindi, so we have words, right? Then we have words, then we have sentence, then we have paragraphs. Three things. We have words, then we have sentence, then we have paragraph in English as well as in Hindi language. Similarly, in EDI standards, when we communicate using the EDI standards, we have element, the smallest part of the language. Element, the smallest component in an EDI standard. Smallest component in English language is word, you can say. Right? These are living character. So we say word, one single word is the smallest component. Segments, groups of elements, groups of word, is a sentence, right? And transaction sets. Transaction sets, also called messages. Transaction sets are group of segments. So getting the point, the analogy is word, sentence and paragraph. With the English language, if we compare, the analogy will be element corresponds to word, segments corresponds to sentence and transaction sets corresponds to group of segments. Group of segments means group of sentence. Group of sentence means paragraph. Right? This is about group of segments. EDI standard format is comparable to the language that you speak. For instance, an element of the EDI standard can be compared to a word. A segment in the EDI standard is comparable to a sentence. A transaction set in the EDI standard is comparable to a paragraph or a document. Paragraph or a document. A document may have multiple paragraphs. In the EDI standard, just as in the language that you speak, elements or words are combined to form a segment or a sentence. Segments or sentences are combined to create a transaction set or a paragraph or a document. Getting the point? I have explained all these things. Analogous to language we speak, whether it is Hindi or English. We discuss about English, how we make sentences using the words and how we make paragraph using the sentence, and how we make document using a larger paragraph or multiple paragraphs or multiple sentences. Right? Two commonly used EDI standards are, now we know about the different bodies. We talk about the weight, we talk about the length, measurement, different measurement units, right? And different standards worldwide with different industries. And if multiple bodies are governing different standards, right? And if we say about the accounting standards, the US has a different accounting systems, and in India and we have different. In Europe, maybe slightly different accounting system from West from the US. Like we have multiple bodies like for managing standards and units. Similarly, two main bodies are two mainly used EDI standards are there. Commonly used EDI standards are there. EDI standard bodies are there worldwide. EDI for administration, commerce and transport. One body is EDI fact apicity, and this is what this body governs about EDI pertaining to administration jobs, administrative matters and all, correspondence, communication pertaining to the administration. Right? Because correspondence related to the administration is also signed, and commerce, EDI related to the commerce, right? Commerce, business, and transport, EDI related to transport. These three areas are covered by EDI fact, or generic international. The next one is American National Standards. American National Standards Institute Accredited Standards Committee X12, ANSI ASC X12. This is another organization taking care of the EDI standards. Right? This is another organization taking care of EDI standards. These all EDI standards. We have both ANSI ASC X12 and EDI fact also contains subgroups. subgroups. As I talked about, EDI fact have area of operations, administration, and commerce and transport. So similarly, multiple subgroups are belongs to multiple subgroups belongs where they belongs to other industries. Automotive industry action group AIAC is one subgroup. Chemical industry data exchange CIDX. Electronics industry data exchange AIDX. So these are the subgroups related to different industries. And voluntary inter-industry communications standards VICS. Textile, apparel, manufacturing communications TAMCS. Suppose your industry belongs to the textile or apparel manufacturing, and you are communicating with your trading partners in textile industry. So from where you will take particular elements and segments and transaction sets, you will be using the standards of TAMCS, textile apparel manufacturing communications TAMCS. Worldwide, your provider may be sitting in another country. The standards should be such that all internationally acceptable. Standards should be such that they all must be internationally accepted. Similarly, sundries and apparel findings, linkage counts. This is one again, and US government. These are the some subgroups. These are the some subgroups related to EDI standards, right? Subgroups. As I said, this EDI fact have 3 industries. These are the subgroups for different industries for the EDI standards for different industries. X12 acronym is only X12 is sufficient if we talk about EDI standards. X12 is American National Standards Institute Accredited Standards Committee, ANSI ASC, Electronic Data Interchange Standard. X12 is for Electronic Data Interchange Standard, right? This is for X12, you can say. Now we will discuss some commonly used terms in EDI standards. Commonly used term when we talk about the EDI in the industry, about the EDI, electronic data interchange. So we need to know about some commonly used terms. The terms in business, commonly used terms in finance and marketing, in HR. Similarly, in EDI, common EDI terms are archives, to store data for possible future references. When we say archive, it means to store data for possible future references. Data element, as I have explained, smallest word unit. Data element is smallest unit, like word in a language, and individual piece of information within an EDI standard document. You group data elements to form data segments. We group data elements to form data segments, as we use words to make a sentence. EDI standard, standardized format that defines the syntax, structure and content of the inbound and outbound document data. We call it EDI standard. A particular format, standardized format that defines syntax, structure and content of inbound and outbound document data, right? Okay. NSI ASC X12 cross industry standard. EDI cross industry standard wins. Warehouse industry. UCS is for grocery industry. We will use UCS for grocery industry. For warehousing, WINS. Trade comms retail UK, it is used in UK. Edifact, as we discussed, commercial export and transport, international transports. Odilete, motor and component suppliers. I will discuss about the associated data manufacturing. The motor and component supplier, they will be using Odilete. Europe, in recent years, a United Nations committee has been working to reconcile ANSI ASC X12 with Edifact, trying to combine these two to further standardize EDI on an international basis. Getting the point? Making one cross-industry standard to further standardize EDI on international basis, right? To make the communications easy, to make the understandable internationally, right? So this is efforts are ongoing. Electronic commerce, a business environment that includes computer-to-computer, application-to-application and person-to-person exchange of information. This is the definition in EDI. Electronic data interchange. Electronic data interchange, EDI, is the paperless computer-to-computer exchange of business transactions, paperless, such as purchase orders and invoices in a standard format with a standard content. Standard format as well as standard content, right? Then we call it EDI. Inbound document, a document that you receive from your trading partner using EDI, also referred to as an inbound transaction. Inbound document, a document you are receiving from your trading partner. You may be receiving order, you may be receiving an invoice, right? This we call as inbound document. Document we are receiving from our trading partner. The document may be any communication, piece of communication. Electronic commerce, well, this is again repeated slide. Next is mapping. I've used the word mapping when we are communicating, we are sending orders to our trading partner, then it maps. The software communicates to each other, it maps. The process of converting information from one table structure to another. The translation software performs this process. That is the converting information from one table structure to another. The converting information from EDI format, standard formats to a document format. The human can read easily a document format. We discuss the example later in the slides. The mapping is the process of converting information from one table structure to another, maybe EDI standards to a document standard, a Word document. Converting from EDI format to Word document format in the English language, right? We call it mapping, right? Mapping. Outbound document, a document that you send to your trading partner. Inbound document is when we receive a document from trading partner, and outbound document is when we send a document to our trading partner using EDI, right? Also referred to as an outbound transaction or outbound document, as inbound transaction or inbound document. Segment is a predefined set of functionally related data elements. Like a sentence in a language. A predefined set of functionally related data elements arranged and they make sense. Standard document, an EDI document that you exchange with your trading partner, such as a purchase order or sales order, also called a transaction set in ANSI ASC X12, or a message, also called a transaction set. Transaction set we call in this standard. ANSI ASC X12 standard we call it transaction set, and in EDIFACT EDI standards, message we call message. Here the nomenclature is different. In the EDIFACT EDI we call it a message, and in ANSI ASC X12 we call it a transaction set. Right? Two different EDI standards. Trading partner, a company, usually a customer or a supplier, with whom you exchange EDI documents. This is basically the definition of trading partner, right? And translator software, the software that converts data from an application table format to an EDI standard format, and from EDI standard format to application table format. Application table format is basically readable for the humans, easily understandable. Anyone can, as the application, as a simple order or the invoice we receive from, or order we type, right? And EDI standard is only a software package can understand, or the technical persons can understand, right? The data is exchanged in an EDA standard format such as ANSI or EDFACT, UCS or PRINCE, right? So these are the some common EDA terms. When we talk about translator software is, this is a purchase order, paper document, a simple purchase order we are able to understand. Sold to XYZ company, 123 Main Street. Here this is the address of the company. Purchase order number 4768, date is this, line number, quantity 100 of 200 units of measure, each EA price is 27.65, product ID is this, total items 1, a set of 1, line number 100, total quantity 100, right? This is a simple purchase order signed. We can send to our trading partners using. Now what is the conventional process is, what we usually do, we print it, then we get it signed from the authorities, then we scan it, and then we email it to our trading partner, right, or our vendor. And in case of EDI, the software sends to our trading partner, it updates the records of the trading partner, it sends a signal back to us that we have received your order, right? And this is the conventional order format, document format, paper document basically, and this is the EDI document. Now the translation software converts this purchase order into this format to communicate with the trading partners application. Same application hosted in trading partners computer will be hosted in trading partners computer, and the software converts this paper document into this EDI document format, right? ST850 and 001, these are the smallest set of elements, then segment, then transaction set. This is the we are unable to understand what is written and was right. What is written? This is because this is an EDI document, and the EDI translation software, as we discussed, the translator software has converted this paper document into EDI format to communicate with your trading partners. Partners program, right? So this is about different EDI. This is about EDI standards, different EDI terms, and how a sample EDI order, how a sample EDI orders looks like. This is the sample EDI purchase order format, EDI document, and this is a paper document. We all know about this. We receive multiple times from different organizations, and similarly we receive invoices, bills of purchase, and all, right? And this is about the EDA, right? Thank you for the day. Thank you. All the best.